one secret that's going to completely transform the funding you're able to get for your business. Look, we had one of our clients go from not being able to get any money at his bank to getting $1.52 million. How do you do that? How do you go from getting denied to over $1.5 million? Well, he unlocked the one secret. And in this training, I'm going to reveal what the one secret is. I'm going to talk to you about how it works, how you can tap into this, and I'm going to decode how to use the one secret to get you more funding than you even know what to do with. We've got a lot to talk about in this training, so let's dive in. Let's get started. Okay, so look, I'm not going to keep you in suspense. The one secret is simple: creativity. Creativity is the difference between you getting constantly denied for the money you need to grow your business or getting more money than you even know what to do with. Now, what do I mean by creativity? Well, let me give you an idea. There's a lot of ways you need to be creative about getting the funding you need for your business. So, for example, one of the biggest mistakes that I see business owners make is they go out of the world to try to get one loan, one credit line, for way more than they're able to qualify for, way more than a lender feels comfortable giving them. And that they're chasing this unicorn that doesn't exist. They're trying to get a credit line for 50 grand or 100 grand to start their business, or they're trying to get $1 million or $500,000 for expansion. It's not that this money's not available. It is. It's just trying to get it from one lender in one funding program is not creative, and it's very hard to do. So if you don't want to take the hard path that makes you fail, then we've got to put you on the easy path to help you succeed. So how do you get creative with funding? How do you start stacking funding and getting approval for multiple sources and access more money than you know what to do with? Well, first of all, it really comes down to understanding how the system works so you can actually beat the banks and beat the system. So how you do this is to basically understand how the system works. And the system works in a very simple way. There are three things that lenders are looking for: cash flow, credit, and collateral. Now, a big bank that offers an SBA loan wants you to have all three. You need to have good personal credit, good business credit. You need to have tax returns that show cash flow, and you need to have collateral as well. Well, if you're newer in business, you don't have those three things. So now we start looking at what strength do you have. Maybe it's good credit. Maybe you have good personal credit, or someone around you does, and you could sign, or they could sign as a guarantor and get $150,000 in credit lines from Credit Line Hybrid. Or maybe you actually have good established business credit and you're using that to fund your business. Or the other C is collateral. Do you have any kind of assets, or someone around you have assets that can be pledged to be able to qualify for financing? Maybe it's stocks or bonds or 401ks or IRAs or e-commerce inventory or regular inventory or equipment or real estate. Anything that's an asset can typically be pledged as collateral, even cryptocurrency, to be able to qualify you for all types of financing. Now, the third C is cash flow. And if you have 3 to 6 months worth of consistent cash flow, well, it unlocks a lot of funding options for you as well. Merchant cash advances, revenue lending, term loans, funding through places like PayPal, Square, and Stripe. So the first key is you have to know what your strength is. That's the key to being able to be creative with the kind of financing that you're able to get. Is your strength cash flow, credit, or collateral? Or if you have multiple of those strengths, it unlocks even more funding. Now, the second part of this is to actually know how to qualify for that financing. So now that we know the strength, we want to focus on things like our fundability. We want to make sure our business is set up where we're legitimate, where we're credible. We want to tap into our credit reports from places like ChexSystems and LexisNexis, and our business credit reports as well. Keep an eye on those, manage those, make sure they reflect the information we would want lenders and credit issuers to see. We want to make sure our address, our phone number, our email address, our bank account for our business are separate from us personally. We want to make sure our business looks completely separate from us individually, so we can start separating liabilities, separating guarantees, and letting the business start fund itself, letting the business itself start qualifying for funding. Now, once we've done this, well, congratulations. Now we've set up our business with the basics that we need to start tapping in to creatively funding our business. So now, how do we start using what we've done to creatively fund our business? Well, let me give you some examples. All right, the first example is business credit. Business credit is one of the easiest ways that you can get money to grow your business. You don't need cash flow. There's no income verification. You don't need credit. It's not based on personal credit. There's not even personal credit checks. And it's all unsecured, so there's no collateral needed whatsoever. So this means that business credit is something every business owner can qualify for. If you have a business in the United States, you can get business credit. And even if you can get other kind of financing, business credit makes it easier easier to qualify for loans and credit lines and helps you get more money at better terms. Like all the way around, business credit is just helpful for you. But if you use business credit creatively, well, they can fund 85 or 90% of what you need in your business. So now what happens is if you need 100 grand to buy the things you need to launch a new business, for example, well, if you can get 90 of that from business credit, well, then it's way easier to get a loan or a credit line for $10,000 than it is for 100. That is creatively funding your business. So for example, we help a lot of real estate investors get Credit Line Hybrid. It's a program where you can get credit lines just based on good personal credit. They'll use that to actually buy a property. Then they'll use business credit to rehab the property, to maintain the property, to repair and fix the property. And this allows them the ability to be able to have more cash on hand to buy more properties. So for example, I just met with one of my friends the other day, and he just built a luxury home that's used for rental purposes. He gets like $2,500 a night for this thing when it's rented out. But he needs furniture, $150,000 for furniture. So instead of him getting a loan or a credit line, which is what he came to me to do, we instead got him business credit. He used business credit to be able to fund the $150,000 in furniture. Then he used his cash to be able to buy another property. Now he's got two properties that he's working on getting into play at the same time and using business credit to be able to fund what's needed to be able to rehab those properties and put the furniture in them. That is creative financing. So with business credit, for example, you can use places like Uline for shipping supplies, or you can tap into CEO Creative for swag, or Creative Analytics to actually launch marketing campaigns. So all the things you need to do to grow your business, business credit can cover 90% of those expenses. And in doing so, now you need a smaller amount of money that you can easily get from loans and credit lines. So here's yet another example. Instead of going to lenders, instead of going to credit unions, instead of going online to alternative fintech lenders, you can easily use peer-to-peer lending. Peer-to-peer lending is way easier to get than what you're going to find with any kind of lending institution, because it's basically people like you and I, just regular people, your peers, actually pooling money together that gets lent out to you. Most people don't even know about P2P lending, but it's one of the easiest ways to be able to get the money you need to grow your business. And you can get it even as a new business. You can tap into this on the personal or the business side, so you have a lot of flexibility, easy to qualify for financing, and this makes it easy when you start stacking with other types of funding like business credit to get the money that you need. Now, another way to use creativity to fund your business is being able to tap into your assets or somebody else's. A lot of people don't even know that you could leverage stocks and bonds and 401ks and IRAs, for example, to get funding. But here's one of the cool things. If you have stocks and bonds, you or let's say somebody else around you does, well, those can still stay invested in the market, still earn the same returns they are, nothing would change. But you could actually double leverage those to be able to get a credit line as low as 5% interest on, and now you're still earning the money in the market, and you've got a credit line for up to 90% of the value of those stocks. Pretty creative way to be able to fund your business. And you're still in the market, you're still earning the normal returns, you're just double leveraging it to be able to fund your business at the same time. You can also do the same thing with equipment, with real estate, with inventory as well. A lot of people don't even know that if you have an e-commerce business, you can get 100% of the money you need to buy the inventory that you're selling online. That as you sell it, you pay back the money that you're borrowing. These are just more examples of using creativity to fund your business. Now, the end result of this is that you not only get more money than you know what to do with, but you typically get more types of financing approved as well. Now, we invented this internally and called this funding stacking. And what funding stacking is a lot of our clients are getting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different types of financing, and that helps them get to their goal and beyond. So for example, one of our clients, Dr. Brandon, this is exactly what he did to get $1.52 million. He came in, he went to his bank, he got denied, he had credit issues. But when we started focusing on the strengths he did have, then we were able to lend money based on that strength and start stacking different kind of approvals. Term loans, merchant cash advances, revenue lending, business credit, credit line hybrid, and we started stacking these together. We got him to his goal of $417,000, and then we got him well beyond that to over $1.5 million. He went from going out of business to actually saving his business and even opening a second location. Now, I could give you a lot of examples like that, but that's what happens when you use creativity to be able to fund your business. So if you want to learn more, check out the link in the description of this training or go to creditsuite.com/consult. Console. There, you can actually schedule time with our account executives that will walk through this with you. We'll talk about what you need to do to make your business fundable. We'll give you tips and tactics to build your business credit, and we'll talk to you about all of the financing you can qualify for now through over 1,000 lenders in every legitimate type of funding program that's available. So make sure you check that out right now at creditsuite.com/console. And if you got value from this training, make sure you like and subscribe and keep your eye out for our next training where we talk about more cool ways to get the money you need to start and grow your business.